And we got one more topic, and we got a new section of the pod, Twitter takes, where sometimes I get some takes from Twitter, so that way this guy can see it. We can conversate about it, even though this isn't really a crazy take.
Okay.
10 of the greatest debut projects in hip hop, I'm assuming. Shout out to at Enter the Dome. Number one, it says 10 other greatest debut.
Okay.
Number one is Dr. Dre's The Chronic. 2 is Nas Illmatic. 3 is Eric B. and Rakim, Paid in Full. 4 is Big, Ready to Die. 5 is Snoop, Doggy Style. 6 is Slick Rick, The Great Adventures. 7 is Outkast, Southern Player. 8 is Ice Cube, America's Most Wanted. 9 is Wu-Tang 36 Chambers. And 10 is Jay-Z, Reasonable Doubt.
Hey, what's the hey?
Top 10 greatest debuts of all time in hip-hop, B?
But did they say that is the greatest? Or
Yeah, because they had it ordered. 10 of the greatest, but then they had
They
it
said
ordered.
10 of the greatest.
Yeah, but then they have it ordered.
Yeah, but it's 10 of the greatest.
B.
Ordered. That's their greatest. I'm not mad at the list. But I'm saying they said of, so I'm pretty sure it's more you could throw in there.
Yeah, like a Big Daddy Kane.
Yeah. I'm just saying, but he said of. When you put that in there, that means, oh, this 10
But
of.
also, a lot of people don't really have great,
Yeah.
they're not intentional with their words. It's like, I got to be super specific to make sure people know.
Him saying of made me think, like, yo, this 10 of the greatest.
Yeah, but then you ordered it, though.
10 of the greatest. Well, I can't order them. I'm giving you 10.
Because to me, yeah, but if you're just giving me 10 just to give me 10, and it's not no order, then just say...
But I'm not even
just
mad
give
at
me
the
10.
order.
So you wouldn't put no album in there? You wouldn't switch anything up?
That's his list. I don't know, bro. With lists, it's different when you say, these are the best 10.
Okay, take him out. What if he said the greatest? Boom.
Oh, then I'll switch some stuff around.
What would you be switching around?
Like, I'll put probably Nas number 1. And I'll put, like, Dr. Dre, like, lower because I know Dr. Dre from, like, NWA and all this stuff. And Ice Cube, I'll probably move off.
Wait, what does that mean? You know him from
NWA because, like, when I think of debut, I'm thinking of, like, you as the artist. Because Doggy Style and freaking Doc and The Chronic are, like, the same album. It's just, Doggy Style point 2. Like, I'll probably remove them off the list of my list and probably add, like, some more. Like, I'll probably...
You'd remove the Chronic and Doggy Style.
Yeah, I'll probably remove them and put something else on there.
What else would you put on there?
Just going off the whim, for me, I put, like, Man on the Moon on there over that.
And see, this is the hard part about this because it says 10 of the greatest. And if I'm taking this as these are the best, dang, we only had great albums in the 90s that were debuts.
Yeah,
so
that's what I'm saying. I'm adding probably some new.
Yeah, like where's the College Dropout?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I probably put College Dropout. You know what I mean?
Where's
like,
Get Rich or Die Trying?
So
I'm looking for that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I would probably remove like Ice Cube. I might remove Slick Rick out of my list, even though I say that's one of the greatest debuts, but it wouldn't be a top 10. Not for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
great debut, but for me, yeah, it wouldn't hit my.
That's what I'm saying. When he said of, he gives me like I'm not gonna trip off it. That's why it's hard for me. With words get me like what you say with words. So it's like if he was like, yo, it's 10 greatest, then I'll probably have a little more energy on that. But it's not a bad list. You think it's a bad list?
I don't think it's a bad list, but I do think that
it need to be more variety with eras.
Yeah, because this to me kind of reminds me of that conversation that Tyler had on what B-Dot, the Rap Radar podcast, where it was like people always like tell me like, oh, 10 of the greatest, and they just go to like the 90s stuff.
I mean 90s.
Yeah, they just say, yeah, this is the best right here. So it's like, all right, but what are your favorite though?
Yeah.
Like so it's one of those things where it's like you're not really speaking.
Is that an older guy? Yeah, he's older. Yeah, that's an older man. So that's his favorite. So like, that's why I'm thinking like when he said of. So like us, our list gonna be a little different. We're gonna have like Kanye. I'm gonna have Cudi. Man on the Moon is like.
But do you think it's harder for us to acknowledge that there's a great debut project from artists now, even though we grew up in like the early 2000s to obviously?
We probably wouldn't put it in the top 10 for us, but we could acknowledge it. You know what I'm saying? Like, what would be a recent great debut album from a hip hop artist?
How far is recent?
I'm talking 5 to 10 years. Like 5 years. Say 5 years.
5 years? What is it, 2024?
Mm-hmm. It's like 2019. Like
we gotta think about the newer artists that are out. Because a lot of the artists that are out now, they kind of been going for a while now. That's what makes the conversation harder. I'd have to really kind of go back to the blog era and go up.
Maybe we should do a little separate video or like a little section in the pod and we make a list of like what we think was like some good. We could want to do 10 to give us some more wiggle room, or we want to do 7.
No, 10.
10 would be better, and we can be
I'm
like,
hoping I'm not
what's
stretching.
the top 10 debut albums
But it's gonna be hard though.
It's gonna be
'cause
really hard,
We're gonna
yeah.
forget some stuff.
Yeah, I think we can. I think I can just from what we in 2014 and up. I think we can find something out of there because ASAP Rocky did his debut around that time, right? Or was it 2013?
I think it was 2013.
Okay.
Because 2014, I think Oxymoron came out. Oxymoron, Mac Miller Faces. This one I was getting out of high school.
Yeah.
Days Before Rodeo came out. Pinata came out that year.
Days Before Rodeo was one of them. I think we
No,
can
it's
make.
not.
It's his debut album.
No, it's not. Rodeo was his
Oh,
debut album.
Rodeo. So Rodeo could be.
But Al Faro is his debut
Mixtape.
mixtape.
Yeah, but I'm saying we can do Rodeo.
Rodeo
Rodeo's a part
could
of
be
that.
one.
'Cause that's
I'm trying-
2015, right?
Obviously Kendrick Lamar.
That's
Section 80.
2012. Ian What's College is 20. No, that's 2011, and then Good Kid, Mad City is 2012. So we doing 10 years. It wouldn't be a part of it. So from 2014 to 2022.
I'm looking back like I got vinyls on the shelf. God dang, that list is hard.
Yeah, we can do
But
it.
obviously, there's some easy picks from the early 2000s, like the College Dropout.
Yeah, bro, we can. That's easy.
documentary.
But I'm talking about if we could make it more modern and see if do we have great debuts now? Like, why is it always the 90s? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. That's the conversation we can have.
But also, another conversation I wanted to stem from this is that, do you think because so many great things came out in the 90s, people only revere that as one of the greatest eras of hip hop because it's so early, so it was so new and it was in its infancy that it had a whole bunch of room to be creative and to introduce newer things than now?
Yeah, I think because it totally changed because you had people coming from different regions as well. So I think that's one of those, that's like an era that, it's like the 20, it's like the 20, like 09, 2010 era pretty much, because you had these new faces and you had a guy coming from Canada that took the industry by storm. So I feel around that time in the late 80s, early 90s is
Guy
when
from Canada.
Somebody Drake.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's why
No,
you
I'm
say the 90s and stuff. I'm like,
No. I'm talking about it's relevant to me. It's similar to the old, 08, 09, 10, around that era, like the big blog era, like how impactful that was to hip hop. I feel like in the 90s, late 80s, early 90s was so impactful because you had people, you had the West Coast get involved, the South, and hip hop in New York was just crazy. And then you had Chicago, you had Detroit, you had all these people actually contributing to the culture at the time. So that's why you got a lot of people go back to the 90s because, bro, some of the greatest hip hop albums came out in the 90s, bro. It's just, you gotta admit it.
Oh no, I agree.
I'm just saying it just is what it is, man.
Yeah, I think my favorite era, when you put it like that, is the blog era because I feel like there was a resurgence of that feeling with the blog era, with so many fresh new faces and artists that weren't just reigning from all the way from back in the early 2000s up until
Midwest, they was from here. I mean,
it was from everywhere because it was the internet.
Yeah,
and then plus it was easier to put music out. Not saying it was the easiest time,
but
to
it
put
was
music
easier.
out,
Yeah.
But it was easier. People, you didn't have to go through a label to put out a project. You just internet. Here you go, download it. You don't have to pay for it. And then that was the best part about music too. That too. This was the best part. You didn't have to pay for it. You just got stuff for free.
Yeah.
Like that's a crazy concept to think about in retrospect. Like I got a whole album for free. Yeah. Like, and you doing this like every year? You sometimes put out 2 albums a year, quote unquote.
We might do a versus B, like golden era versus blog era.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying?
That would be tough.
The collide.
That would be tough.
That would be tough.